Welcome to the Weekly Governance Voice, a conversation that seeks to help us better and enlarge our leadership roles and make better leadership decisions. My name is Nyawira Kashugi and I'm one of the hosts for this conversation. And today we are joined by a gentleman who has a wealth of experience, and we'll be learning a lot from him. And today we'll be talking about strengthening governance framework for sustainable devolution. I'm joined by the one and only Kinuthia Wamwangi. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Nyawira.
I'm happy to be here with you.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be a great conversation because we have so much to learn from you.
Okay.
I think just to start the conversation is just to find out from you, how would you define sustainable devolution?
You see, this issue of sustainability is a very, it's something that no one knows how to clearly define. But as a midwife of devolution, there is what we intended. There is what we needed to do. Devolution was not a passing phase of governance in Kenya. And devolution was one of the most difficult experiments Kenya has ever had, because we used to have a very, very strong constitution, the Lancaster Constitution, that brought us the most decentralized government probably in Africa. And to just come about and say, we want to dismantle all that and devolve. And as I told you, I worked as a senior program officer promoting decentralization. Decentralization is easy. Devolution is not easy. Devolution in terms of governance is the most difficult thing, because it means sharing power, sharing resources, sharing functions, and everything else that is there to be shared. And therefore, what you are saying, coming from the most decentralized state or governance, and to say now you are sharing everything. And the moment you share, you lose control, because it was under the national government, then called central government.
Yes.
Now it has even been renamed national government.
Yeah.
Because there is a county government.
Yes.
So it means both of them are governments. And they have equal. Article 6.3. Article 6.3. Equal but distinct. Equal but distinct. They have, the president cannot override anything over a governor. That's why even I call them His Excellency.
Yes.
So they are expected, the governors, to run a government like any other government. And therefore sustainable, it means, one, it must have, there must be structures.
Okay.
There must be policies. There must be systems. There must be processes. And all these things we are talking about, they are defined in law. What are the structures, for instance? We have the executive. So that executive must function in accordance with the prescribed law and regulations. We have a county assembly. It must exist. We have county public service boards. They must exist resiliently, and they must do what they were meant to do. Then the county itself as a government has systems and processes, how it does things. Like when you are passing a budget.
Yes.
You have to make sure that who initiates the budget. That's a process. It is the executive. Before you go for validation or for acceptance or for authority from the county assembly, you must take it to the people so that they are able to participate in saying whether that is what, because people must be governed the way they want to be governed. So all these things to put them together, that you have now viable structures.
Yeah.
The executive is working, the public service is working, the the assemblies are working, and to have all those other processes, and they are following those procedures, that is what you would call a sustainable. And then there is also the issue of resources.
Yes.
Because you must be financially independent, both from the shareable revenue and from their own revenue. You must now combine all these resources to be a viable entity financially. Yes.
I like that.
I say that because I worked as a town clerk.
Okay.
And the municipality depended only on the money they were given by the government.
Yes.
And because county councils didn't have enough resources, they were denied of many functions. They were just there in name. But municipalities were executive. They carried their own business because we could also raise our own revenue. So I know when I talk about financial independence.
Yeah.
Yes. I saw in 1969, the functions and everything of county councils, they just remained there in name. They were really theoretical entities. Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
And you can imagine a person running a county like Nakuru is earning like an administrative officer in a municipality. So that a town clerk in a municipality is a very highly remunerated individual because he's running resources and he's running accountability. So now, you can imagine now with a county, with now at that time we used to talk of millions, now we talk of billions. Now we talk of billions.
Yes.
So a county must be very sustainable in terms of all those areas. And there are also other things like integrity and other things that are required from all those people. Yeah. Yes.
Wow. I like that. And I like that. I think the success of this conversation is that you also have an experience before and after, and currently.
Yes.
And that makes that a bit whole. But in your opinion, what are the main governance challenges being faced in devolved units in Kenya today?
Yes. What I would say is that today what was intended previously may not have got to everybody in an equal manner, right? First of all, I remember there was an act called Public Finance Management Act.
Okay.
It was the most fought about act between the Minister of Finance and Minister of Local Government.
Okay.
Because it was meant to bring that strength to the counties. It was called public finance management. So up to today, because it exists, it's not properly implemented. So we can say weak public financial management. But the act was meant to actually build that strength.
Yeah.
You see? Then how many governors, how many county officials are in court today?
Yeah.
Because of corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because of integrity.
Into what you're saying about integrity.
How many are in jail?
Yeah. One too many.
How many are in jail? Because of corruption, integrity. Anywhere? In the counties.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So corruption is a big issue. Yeah? Then there's something that baffles me called overlapping of roles and jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Because when we, as you know, I was the chairman of Transition Authority, and that's why I call myself a midwife. When we devolved functions and power and resources, we expected everybody, the national government would understand and the county governments would understand. But you see, the national government has never quite given up on the functions they used to have. But they are gone.
Yeah.
The national government never quite gave up on the power they used to have. But it is gone, right? And I remember when I was a chairman, a lady minister held me by Yeah.
Oh.
In Embu.
Okay.
Really, you finished my ministry. You finished my ministry.
Yeah.
So there are, and like something like Ministry of Health also.
Yes.
You find this try to reach out to follow on their whatever. And yet we said on these things, the only power left to the ministry is to guide on policy. They have an overall kind of oversight of a policy. But on other things, if it is gone, it's gone.
Yeah, let it go.
Yes. So that overlapping of roles,
Yeah.
and since we are having new officials, new permanent secretaries, new CSs, they come and think it is things as they used to be.
Yeah.
But they are not. You may have also new governors,
Yes.
new chief officers in the counties who also don't understand what they came in for. And because of capacity building, that can be one of the things. In fact, weak capacity building for county governments and even for national officials.
Yeah.
I remember when I went for my master's in Britain, and when I came back, I was engaged by Kenya School of Government to purely educate both levels on their responsibilities. And I was there for 1.5 years at Kenya School of Government.
Yeah.
The permanent secretaries used to come there, town clerks, so that I can now help them understand their responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I think that has not been continued. I wish it was strengthened and it was so that we have that whatever.
So now we have many people in many roles, but not very well equipped.
Not very well
for
equipped.
The roles. Yeah.
They just have titles, but they don't know what goes with that title.
Yeah.
You see?
Yes.
You see, then there's something called intergovernmental relations.
Okay.
Before we left, we had left 13 intergovernmental relations committees. But that means a ministry is there's an equivalent of a ministry in the county government.
Okay.
So if you are the one who deals with agriculture,
Yes.
there should be an intergovernmental relations committee on agriculture, whereby the function or the CEC,
Yes.
the county executive,
Yes.
comes together with the minister and they agree on policy and on how they want to integrate the practice.
Yeah.
Because some of the agriculture is there, policies at the national, so they should understand each other. So there are very many weak intergovernmental relations. The lack of that intergovernmental relations practice, you see. I have talked about capacity building.
Yes.
Then there's something which we called a function.
Okay.
It was the last function I gave, public participation.
Yeah.
Because it was said, the governor, where there is no there is no public participation prescribed, the governor will constitute a framework for public participation.
Yeah.
Because people must be governed in the way they want to be governed.
Yeah.
You see? Then there is data. I remember, and I keep on referring to where we started, because I have no other framework other than to know that we spend a lot of resources and money to follow up on records. And records is the source of information. So data or information or reliable information or data is important. That's why also we have introduced this matter of digitization of things and things like that. So all that. So then there's another very sad thing that has happened, something called the pending bills. I don't know whether you have heard of pending bills. Because I was even once chairman of pending bills committee somewhere in a county, trying to trace them and to try to finish them.
Yeah.
So those pending bills and accumulated debts in counties are some of the things that are killing devolution. Oversight. I can tell you, there's a problem in this country. Who is the oversight for county executive? The county assembly.
Yes.
So who bids for tenders? They're the people who chase tenders.
Yeah.
Who chase benefit are the MCS.
Yes.
And I remember one day I went to a county, I will not name it.
Okay.
And I found a junior officer. And he told me, "Oh, yes, sir, I'm very worried." Why? Because the member, my MCA wants to impeach me. Can you imagine somebody impeaching a financial clerk? What is impeachment?
Why?
Can you imagine? That's because he's refusing to authorize something in the department.
That goes back into the corruption you are talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the MCAs go sometimes carrying impeachment with their front pocket.
As a warning letter.
Yes. So they blackmail governors, they blackmail everybody.
Yeah.
So when will they oversight?
Got it.
When? Now also the Senate is supposed to oversight the counties. Well, they try, but they have difficulties.
That's true.
Some governors are very daring.
Yeah.
They dare the Senate. You can do nothing. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a bullying approach.
That's what you see. And bullying can come from either side.
Yeah.
A senator can bully the governor. A governor can also bully a senator.
Yeah.
So lack of proper, clear, established oversight that is in effect. You see, that is very important. And also sometimes, as we go along, although there are many laws that were established, gaps emerge. So have we revisited these laws? Have we revisited these laws? Have we revised them? Policies. Have we put laws into effect? Yeah. So political goodwill. Sometimes the governor is fighting with the local politicians, like local members of parliament, besides the MCAs, national politicians wanting favors in your county. So lack of that political goodwill. The governor himself may not be in good sync with the assembly.
Yeah. And
he wants to blackmail them because he wants certain things to be done.
Yeah.
So all these things come into play. And so I think when all those things are looked at, the political goodwill, everything, as I have said, those become major challenges. And particularly when people say also that there are some functions that have not been devolved. I devolved everything, but how do you take it? It's my work to gazette a function. How do you upload it or download it from the Kenya Gazette and interpret it? So there is a lot of misunderstanding. Like recently, I saw them regazetting the devolution of libraries. And libraries was one of my gazetted functions in 2015.
Okay.
And I think it's 2022 or 2021, they were gazetting the libraries as a function that's being devolved. You see? The lack of misunderstanding. 10 years later, you are still devolving the same things that were devolved by Kinuthia Wamwangi and team. Yes.
But I'm curious to find out, and I know it's a bit off the script, but I like that you spoke about the fact that when you came back from from Britain, when you were doing your master's, you had the opportunity to come and do some very thorough capacity building.
Yes.
What are other solutions you would reckon? Because I think the system is bringing up more and more people that are many in office but very uninformed.
Yes.
And also, I think that also now speaks into corruption.
Yes.
So what other solutions would you think, in your opinion, would be offered in that area?
Besides, to be able to clear the gaps.
Yeah.
A lot of people have suggested maybe we need new acts.
Yes.
Like the public service boards. They have been neutered so much. Why can't we have a Public Service Boards Act that defines its role in terms of integrity in recruitment, that defines what is to be... So now let's talk about ethics.
Yeah.
So that law will talk about ethics, so that they will now define how people will be recruited, how people will be promoted, and put structures and processes of recruitment and whatever in that act, so that the Public Service Board is not at the mercy of the governor. When he says, this one is mine, put him there. A governor can appoint a director and say, this is a director, but you put it through the mill. Just, you know, but the Public Service Board will just endorse. Yeah, that's not whatever. Yeah. So we need ethics to be introduced and to introduce a proper mechanisms of putting things and people into place. Yeah. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I ask that because I feel like over and over again, this conversation will happen every 5 years.
Yes.
Because it's not the same characters, but it's the same thinking that keeps coming back into the office.
So this thing I was talking about, capacity building, it should start with the word go when the new governments come, so that we train the whole lot of, because we even used to train speakers of county assemblies. Yes, the TA. We used to train the speakers. We used to train the governors. We used to train officers of different cadre. So that capacity building is critical.
It's critical.
But we need new legislations to fill the gaps of areas that need enforcement. Because the present laws may not be adequate to seal those gaps. Yes.
Okay. You have, I know we're really pressed on time, but I really have to find out this from you.
Yes.
Is what lessons can Kenya learn? Yeah, when we consider other countries that have successful devolved systems.
Yes.
What lessons can we learn? Granted, we are not so old in our devolution path, but what can we learn that we don't make mistakes they made?
So personally, benchmarking is an appropriate tool.
Okay.
And therefore, I see nothing wrong in learning from other countries.
Yes.
And in this case, people who have talked about decentralization. Yeah. Here we are talking about two types of systems. We either have decentralized system or devolved systems, or close to devolved systems. And I think I can mention a few, like Brazil, Canada, the USA, India, Germany, Britain. So depending on the model that they have, and Switzerland, which is a confederation. Yes. Some of these things are decentralized, others are federations. Some are confederations, like Switzerland is a confederation, and America is a federation. So these are the ones I'm calling decentralized. India, maybe probably South Africa has a more devolved system. In Africa, yes. In Africa, South Africa is a devolved system. And even before we implemented devolution, we were looking at South Africa as a model. When I was the region officer for decentralization, I used South Africa as a model. Okay. I didn't know Kenya would be devolved. But South Africa is what we used as a model in Africa, a successful model. We used to have Uganda, Tanzania, and all others, Zimbabwe. But these were tokenistic decentralized systems. And they had also the problem of re-centralization, like Uganda. So we couldn't take that as a model because you are centralizing and decentralizing.
In the same breath. Yeah.
But in those countries that I mentioned, they are established systems, deep. Like in India, like in Germany, they are untouchable in their systems. Even in Britain, where I stayed for 3 years.
Yeah. I think even as we come to the close of this conversation, I would like for you to look into this camera and maybe just give us your 2 cents. I think you have too much in your bank of wisdom to share, but I'd like to find out from you, if you were to speak to our leaders and those coming up in leadership, what would you whisper in their ear when they're thinking about sustainability in devolution?
First of all, we talked about financial independence. Yes. It is not healthy the way we hear the treasury is not able to disburse resources in time. That's very dangerous because that is where that's the money that carries out the functions. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to tell the national government there must be a purposeful will, because we talked of political will, to prioritize the disbursement of shareable revenue to the counties in July, mm-hmm. when it is due, mm-hmm. not in December when it was due in July, because you're doing development in those areas.
Yes.
So that is one. Number two, there must be talking together on table. So there are things called intergovernmental relations, like the summit. The summit should be prioritized so that the governors and the presidency are able to meet all the time. Mm. You must empower intergovernmental relations institutions like the Council of Governors. Yes. Because together they are able to resolve things and to understand each other. Mm. There's a committee that replaced the Transition Authority. Transition Authority was powerful and was effective, called Intergovernmental Relations Committee. That must be strengthened and, if possible, revise the act to give it power to override on other places. Mm. And then inter-county collaboration. You see, we have things called economic blocks. Yes. That now take care of what cannot be taken economically at one county. They bring about 5 or 6 counties, like mm-hmm. Lake Region mm-hmm. economic block, mm-hmm. or the coastal lake, whatever, Pwani block. Yes. We must have an act of parliament to empower those synergies, because those are synergies. Mm. I can tell you, devolution is the way to go.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you bring all these things together, devolution is the way to go. Yes. I hope you've had a great time listening in to the very, very, very profitable thoughts of the one and only Kinuthia Wamwangi. And he has challenged us that we must first build in our capacity. And I think this is the reason this conversation is always so important. And I hope that it gives you a perspective as to doing better in your leadership, only because now you know better. Until next time, have a great week, and let's keep these conversations going.